Just before some of you go getting all bent out of shape about this new and upcoming 800MT from CFMOTO, let me tell you, the jury's still out with me as well. However, with that said, let's dive in and see what's on offer. So the thing about this bike that makes it so intriguing is it features a European heart in the form of an ultra-reliable liquid-cooled 799cc parallel twin that you find in the 790 KTM Duke. Before we get into that and the power specs it will bring, let's take a look at what else the bike has to offer. So from the offset it looks like CF's thrown everything it can at this new 800MT, apart from the proverbial kitchen sink that is, including a cornering ABS and traction control system. Now this in itself isn't anything unusual, as plenty of mainstream bike manufacturers incorporate the same systems. However, it does sort of say that CF are taking this seriously, as it's using the same familiar high-end quality Bosch kit that's found on Japanese and European bikes, rather than some sort of in-house setup of its own. The bike also features a ride-by-wire system, which to be honest with you was sort of pretty much inevitable given it's using a KTM derived engine. The electronics package gets multi-riding modes, probably being the usual, rain sport and so on, while the cruise control settings should help the milds drift away with ease. Not to mention a pair of heated grips and a heated seat for the hardiest of all-season riders amongst us. And just to make sure you off the beaten track adventurers don't get lost, you also get a 7-inch TFT dash that encompasses a satellite navigation system console. And let's not forget, all of this comes as standard. There's even a keyless ignition and unusually an automatic high beam function for the headlights. So with all of these electronics goodies waiting for you to play with, will it be the same on the mechanical side of things? To start with, the suspension's provided by KYB in the form of an upside down fork setup with 160mm of travel, that along with a single mono to the rear that's adjustable for preload and rebound and has 150mm of travel, should make the suspension on the MT800 more than adequate to meet the requirements of even the hardiest off-road adventure bikers. A J1 320mm double disc setup with a 4-pot radial caliper sits to the front of the bike, while a twin-pot caliper over a single 260mm disc to the rear provides the bike with a great team up in the braking department. And with plenty of crash bars and bobbins situated around the bike, you should be able to fend off the worst of scrapes and scratches should the unthinkable happen. Powering the machine's that 799cc LC8C engine that we mentioned earlier, that can provide just shy of 95 brake horsepower at 9,000 RPM and 77 Nm of torque at 7,500 RPM. And without putting that too bluntly, those numbers alone instantly put it amongst the highest performing motorcycles ever to emerge from a Chinese manufacturer. Engine aside, CF uses its own tubular steel frame and chassis setup, with an aluminium swing arm giving the bike a curb weight of 231 kg. That's excluding any boxes you might have, of course. The bike also gets a very accommodating seat height at 825mm, and with a tank that holds around 19 litres of fuel, you should be good for plenty of extended no fuel stop journeys. This new bike from CF definitely has a distinctive European style to it, which is good as far as we're concerned, as all too often you can spot a Chinese bike a mile off. But with the 800MT not trying to be anything in particular, hopefully the American, European and Australian adventure bike community will warm to it as we have. So on to that all-important price. As we know, the bike comes in 2 different flavours, the first of which being a sports model, and will go on sale for just under $13,000 That makes it just over €1,000 or £9,500, while the touring premium model should be around an extra $1,000. Colour-wise, initially the sports version will be available in Starlight Black livery and the touring bike in Ocean Blue, and both should be on sale in Australia by the end of the year. The new bike's also equipped with a very handy bi-directional quick shifter that makes shifting through gears almost effortless, allowing for a more focused riding experience. As the bike is an adventure bike of sorts, it also gets the obligatory large multi-position screen, a pair of LED fog lights and USB and 12V charging capabilities. Now, although this bike's not coming out of a Japanese or European factory, hopefully it should be pretty good. But to be honest with you, we would also like to hear your take on this bike in the comments below. Do you think it'll be any good or not? Thanks for watching this review, guys. My name's Bobby Max. I'm out of here.